What's up guys, Chasing Lamely here with episode number 89 of Welcome to Wroxham, and in today's episode we are playing against Blackburn Rovers in the third round of the FA Cup. We've played Blackburn before, I think, in the FA Cup, third round as well possibly, so not unfamiliar territory to us, but we've had a good cup run this year already. We got to the quarter-final of the League Cup and unfortunately we're knocked out by Leeds, but Blackburn, not quite as good as Leeds, so we may just be able to pull off another upset here. So, stick around. Like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the other side of the intro. So, since we last met, there have been just a couple of things to catch you up on, and among those things, of course, there have been a couple of league games. So, we played Bradford City, and got a lovely 2-0 win out of it with goals from Daniel Ramirez and Rafferty Maidel. We then played AFC Wimbledon, got a 1-0 win with another goal from Rafferty Maidel, and that has placed us quite tidily in the playoff positions and actually able to have a decent thought about whether or not we can take automatic promotion. I think Rotherham might be a bridge too far for us, but certainly Wycombe, absolutely not. So, with that said, we need to go and play this cup game, and I do in fact have a new signing to introduce you to. So we met a few of the new signings the last time out, and we have one more to join us today. We'll meet him in just a second. Striker starts in goal. Galeno, Bazare, Marcato and Marai are the back four. The new signing is this fella, James Sands, who joins us from New York City FC, was released by them at the end of the MLS season. Has previously played for Rangers in real life, actually, and I'm guessing must have been a half-decent player. I don't know if he was just on loan to Rangers. I've not come across him before. I don't watch much Scottish football this season, or in recent seasons. He was on loan to Rangers for a couple of years and seems to have had at least a decent enough time there, along with a decent career in the MLS. He's also had 15 caps for the US MNT and 35 caps for their under-21s, which just leads me to believe he's probably quite a tidy player. He's come in to play as our holding midfielder there, which is going to be quite nice. He's a good championship player and consistent, which are both things I would quite like us to take advantage of today. In front of him, Ryan Green and Ivan Vega, of course, Maidel on the right wing, Lamoso on the left wing, and Daniel Menga starts up top, because why would I pick anyone different? Silly question. On the bench, Inglis, Dodd, Campuala, Rotario, Gamar, Ramirez, Fabio, Cafferty and Setin Kile Karslan, obviously there in case our loan signings don't really hit the mark. Of course, Ramirez actually, I'm thinking, probably should start on the left wing, if just because he has been a goal scorer for us consistently this season. So I thought we'll do that. That'll be that change. And let's just carry on and see if we can get the job done against Blackburn, shall we? So inside the dressing room, we're going to say we've been on a good run lately, go out and impress me, which is definitely a pumpy fisty one. Hopefully we'll get a good performance there. We're going to tell everyone to make a difference and make me proud as well. I'm hoping Rai will stop being nervous. That will be nice too. Most of the team seems motivated though, and I don't think James Sands will have any issue integrating with the team. Looking at the starting lineups, it's going to be a match of 4-3-3s. Which is always good. Eric Dyer is starting at the back for Blackburn. Eric Dyer must be aged at this stage in the save, 35 years old, and has not had a cap for England very recently. He's been playing in the Championship for a couple of years, playing well in the Championship, to be fair to him, but yeah, his best is definitely past, I think it's safe to say. And yeah, he'll do well to stay in the game. I'm assuming that a little bit of pace running at him will cause some issues. No one else in that team I recognise as being a top player or having been a top player is Josh Doig. I think was he at Nottingham Forest at one stage? No, he was with Hellas Verona in Italy. I recognise him because he's a Scottish international. That's why I know the name. And again, had a couple of seasons at Championship level. Some good money being spent by Blackburn, that's got to be said. But yeah, had a couple of seasons at Championship level after some time in the SPL, so that'll be why he has, I guess he's only got a few caps, because obviously same position as Kieran Tierney, same position as Andrew Robertson, so that would explain why he's had so few caps. I guess the Scottish curse of you can produce world-class players, but only at left-back has continued in this game universe. And we're going to kick it off. Michael Oliver refereeing, which means we're going to get an absolutely shocking refereeing performance as we've come to expect from him. And Marai has got to throw it early on. Finds Daniel Menga. Back to Marai. Finds Vega. Vega with time to go to Mercato at the back, who goes over the top for Ramirez. Ramirez into the box. Tries to find Menga. Eventually does. And Daniel Menga puts it away for his 21st goal of the season. And at home in the FA Cup, it looks like it's going to be much more of the same as it was with our League Cup run. Good ball over the top from Mercato here was what started it. Ramirez picked up the ball, cut it across, ball hit a Blackburn defender, and Menga was just happy to tap it away. And 1-0 the scoreline, looking good after less than 4 minutes. Dyer now on the ball, first time seeing the former England man. Ademir plays it back. Menga, though, picks up the loose ball. Is going to go on another run here. Can he make it 2? He can't. Grief is there to pick up the ball. But we're still looking strong in our lead. So hopefully this will continue as Galeno now with the throw-in finds Madel. Rafferty Madel's been on good form lately. Can he continue his good form? A little bit of a trick there. Finds Galeno over the top for Ivan Vega, who just heads it wide. And Ivan Vega usually looks quite good in the air, so, if we can keep getting crosses to his head, he'll probably find a way to put one in the net eventually. Free kick now, right on the edge of the area for Blackburn. It's going to be taken by Iglesias. Is he going to score, though, or is Randy Straker going to get trouble at all? Not even slightly was the answer to the question I was halfway through asking. James Sands is confusingly not actually settling in that well. I thought he'd fit in beautifully. Dyer to Baker. Baker, crossfield ball, looking for Arroyo. Arroyo finds it and puts it deep forward, but, Mercato there all ready to pick it up. And Bazare finds Sands, who finds Green, who goes over the top for Menga. Baker clears it, but Marai should pick this one up quite nicely and looks to go on a run. Doesn't Iglesias picks it up. Kovacic to Baker to Iglesias now. Ball forward to Carrillo, finds Ademir. Iglesias again, ball over the top and headed forward for Camillo to Sarawi. And now Doig on the run. Sarawi into the box, plays it across, and Samare, the captain of Blackburn Rovers, is there to put them on terms. Thinks he's being clever by celebrating in front of his own fans. But I'm determined to make sure that is the only goal you get today, boys, because we are still able to pull something out of the bag here. Mercato and Marai and Sands are on the chopping block at the moment for substitution, it's got to be said. But the fact that I've got Setin Kilikaslam to throw in there makes me a little bit more confident, as the fact I've got Ben Dodd on the bench. We're okay at the back. There's Marai with a throw-in now to Mercato. Mercato needs to not get sent off here ideally. Ball across to Sands. Sands finds Green. Green looks for Madel and just gives it away. Sarawi now running at us. Iglesias to Correa, who flicks it out wide for Baker. Is anyone going to cover at left back? Doesn't look like Marai feels like doing it. Mercato gets in the way. Ramirez to Green. Green, plenty of time. Back to Marai, who's finally got into position again. Ramirez back to Mercato, who goes over the top for Marai. Marai down the line for Menga. Menga needs to make himself more of a threat here if he can. Cuts it back for Ramirez, who's still very deep. Ivan Vega, edge of the box. Sands. James Sands running a goal. Finds Ivan Vega, and Ivan Vega once again doesn't quite have the finished product. We're going to yell some encouragement at the boys because they've looked good so far overall. Sands is finally settling in. It's just Marai not really looking the business, and half-time is looming. Throw in with Marai now, and it's with Mercato. Mercato to Sands. Sands to Passare. Passare hasn't played at centre-half for us in years. He played right-back during the first run he had in the team. Sands goes over the top, looking for Madel. Doig gets it clear. Galeno there to win it back and finds Green. Green finds Madel. Madel back for Sands. Sands, ball over the top, way too hard at the head of Doig. Green finds Galeno. Galeno looking for the overlap. Can he get a cross in now? Lays it back for Madel. Madel with the cross. Vega can't get his head to it. Sands picks it back up with a pop from range. Very, very ambitious. It's won us a corner just through sheer power. But I'm not entirely sure that was quite what we were looking for with the mission statement. As Green puts the ball into the box now, and Grief picks it out of the sky. And we should be looking pretty good here. Hopefully, Madel needs to get his ideas together. So does Jorge Marai, who has disappointed me both times we've played him in cup games so far. Well done on controlling possession, that's what we want, and that is indeed what we want, but I do want Marai to maybe step up a little bit more. Let's point the finger and try. I'm not happy with your performance here. He looks stressed. Well, poor baby, it's a grown-up game, my friend, and you need to start playing like a grown-up. That's just how it's going to go, and I'll take you off if you don't, because I know Setting, if I send him in right now, will probably set the game on fire. I'm also looking at Rafferty Maidel, knowing he can cause some problems too. As Sands plays it to Marai, who took the throw-in. Mercato to Green. Green back to Bassare. Bassare finds Mercato. Mercato to Marai. Marai looking for a ball forward and finds it with Ramirez. Ramirez a chance to go on a run now. He's found himself sort of overwhelmed, but finds Ivan Vega, who finds Green in tons of space. Ryan Green likes a pop from range, has a pop from range, hits the post. Arroyo clears it. Galeno, though, will pick it up. Can he put it into the box off the defender? And it goes out for a corner kick. And we're looking like we could still have a little bit of life in us. Marai seems to have taken at least the yelling out on the chin. Maidel not having a great performance today. So I'm going to send in Ahmed Gamar as the right winger. And we'll keep an eye on everything else as we need to as the ball's going forward now to Camillo. Mercato heads it away. Gamar picks it up. Back to Sands. Sands plenty of time for Vega. Vega out for Gamar. Gamar finds Menga, and Menga out wide for Galeno to give himself a chance to get into the box as Galeno flicks over the top. Vega gets his head to it and it just goes wide. And Josh Doig being removed from the game. Probably a wise move, even though Marai is doing well as well, which is helping us out at left back. Sands to Green. Menga. Menga finds Gamar looking for the overlap now. Back to Menga. Menga through for Ramirez, who cannons it off the crossbar. Gamar hits the post. We want the second goal. We're just not going to find it doing that. Arroyo now with a free kick. Made a couple of changes at the back. McCafferty is on at centre-half because Mercato was probably going to get himself sent off, and Dodd has gone on as defensive midfielder because the new boy was not fully pulling his weight, so we had to make a change as Adamir picks it up as the holding midfielder for Blackburn. We're trying to figure it out. Gamar finally works out that he can in fact win the ball back, plays it through for Daniel Menga. There are men available to his left. Vega is one of them, and Vega picks up the loose ball to make it 2-1. Rodon is down and hurt, probably as a result of his own tackle, I think. I think he injured himself tackling Menga there. We'll have a little look. He's not injured as things happen here. I think this is Rodon here. It'll let me click on him. It's Dyer there. Rodon already had the injury. He's gone down making the tackle on Menga. I don't know if he was hurt before that, but it didn't make a difference. He was the one that set up for Ivan Vega, and now we're in a position where we can start thinking about making more changes to try and bring this one home. So we're into injury time. We've still got the lead. The fourth round is still very much on the horizon here, and it is just a question now of who do we get in the fourth round of the FA Cup. We've made it through, and a big tie for some more big money could come in very, very handy for us here. So we're going to carry on forward, having told them we're proud of their performance, and we're going to come back in just a second for the draw for the FA Cup fourth round. So we're here in time then for the fourth round draw, and of course the fans want Norwich. They always want Norwich. They always demand Norwich. And there's going to be some bigger clubs in the draw, I can tell you that for nothing, like Man City, like Tottenham, like Man United, like Sunderland, like Southampton, like Arsenal, like Leeds, like Liverpool. There are some big teams in here. I'm not going to do the whole draw because it feels like it will take a long time. So we're just going to advance to the end and see who we get. Patrick Vieira hosting it. And that didn't tell me at all who we got. So let's find out from the final draw. We've got Reading at home. Another championship side, which means we could get another round through the FA Cup, which would be the ideal for us, I think. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I have, as always, been Chasing Lane. We'll be back in time for that Reading game. That is our next episode, so please do come back for that. Until next time, though, thank you for watching. I have been Chasing Lanely. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, share it with your friends, and all that good stuff. It all helps the channel grow, and that helps me do me things. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all very soon. Until next time, have a good one.